I don't care what Pookie or Ray Ray did. There is nothing that can make me regret my child. Aura. So Anton posted a video of this young lady regretting having her children, and I wanted to dissect. And this is new to the channel, but it's in my lane as far as parenting and as far as our mental state. There are two ways women usually go about having a baby, and one naively is this baby is going to be the glue that holds us together, okay? And then the other is the God blessed us with a baby and we're having a baby as the initiator, okay? The one who usually regrets their child is the one who thought that child was going to keep that man. And that was something that was taught to me years before menstruation even started. So this was drilled into my brain. If you have a baby, and shout out to my granddaddy, sleep in peace. If you're going to have a baby, make sure you can take care of that baby. Make sure you were ready for that baby. Now, of course, we want so-and-so to be here and raise that baby and have a nuclear household. But when that isn't the case, make sure you are mentally, physically, and financially prepared for whatever may happen. This talk did me justice. Okay, because why have a baby if you're not ready to have a baby? And why have a baby thinking that it's going to keep a toxic relationship together and turn it healthy? Yes, co-parenting is hard. Yes, parenting from two different households is hard. Yes, it's all hard, together or apart. One harder than the other. But it's difficult. And when you actually want to do this, it's actually a little bit more doable. So if we want children and we have children, we put on our parent hat and we make it work. We go through things, but guess what? The hat is over there. We put it on. We make it work. When shit get tough, the hat is right there. We put it on. We make it work. When so-and-so leaves, that hat is still stored over there. We put it on. We make it work. But then if this is not something that we was prepared for, if this is not something that was on the list of things to do, there's no hat. There are no tools to get you through parenting. So when it does get hard, and it will, where are your resources? You have no tools to help. Now you're distraught. And now when it gets to its worst point, there's regret. I wouldn't want any mom to feel any regret for having their child, no matter how it turned out. You know, some people regret having their child and they still with the man. Some people regret having their child under different circumstances. This is not a feeling that is beneficial for the child in the long run or in the short run. During their little toddler tantrums, during their emotional breakdowns. What are you equipped with if we wasn't ready to parent from the beginning? So yes, it's all hard. And some situations are harder than others.
I regret having my kids. I say that because doing all this stuff by yourself / in separate households, co-parenting with the other parent is terrible. And being a single mom used to be like almost like idolized in a way.
There was never a time and period where that was something desirable. I understand where it was prevalent, and it still is today, but I understand where it was so, where it was everywhere, where it was like, oh, doing it by myself, I got it. No, that isn't the goal. If things turned out to be that way, then I hope we all can get on our shit and get things done the way they have showed. But no, for that to be the goal, to go out and have a baby and just kick his ass out and think you could do it by yourself, that is foolish. That is the dumbest shit in this world. Because if that was doable, you would be able to make a baby by yourself and you wouldn't need nobody. What in the world have we come to? The goal is not to raise a baby by yourself. The goal is not to go through your pregnancy by yourself. The goal is not to be up in that delivery room by yourself. The goal is not to go through that child's development by yourself. The goal is not to do none of it by yourself. Okay, so I commend those that made it work successfully. And when I say successfully, I mean their children have shown proof that their parents were doing the right things, or that their parent was doing the right thing. That's when you know that they did a successful job. When their child is already out and gone and adulting, and they are adulting effectively. But no, that's never the goal.
You know, you're a strong woman, you're doing this by yourself, you're da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, no. None of this parenting shit was meant to be done alone. And I cannot stress that enough.
I want to answer her question. Yes. You are the only one that feels this way, as far as I'm concerned. Because there is no regret in pushing that child out. There is no regret in bringing life into this world. There is no regret in the ability to teach another how to do better. There is no regret in seeing a smile. You know, usually this regret comes from a knowing, just a little inkling, that this wasn't supposed to be from the first place. That this make it work relationship was exactly that, a make it work relationship, and that baby was supposed to help it. And no, it doesn't. So to anyone that's out here and they're thinking about having a baby and that man is not a permanent factor, and no, marriage isn't on everyone's agenda, no. But if he isn't worthy, if his pattern hasn't shown that he's going to be in you and that child's life for the long run, don't be lenient. Learn from me and don't be lenient. If you see from his past that he's done some things that you would not like done to you, don't do it in the present. Because guess what? It gets worse tenfold. And it gets worse for you because how could you not see and notice little naive old me? So don't be as naive as me and think that everything is going to be all right just because they say, or just because it may seem for a time and period. Always plan to be that man's first child's mother. Don't be number 2. Don't be number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. That is not the goal. That is not the goal. Because trust me, you will feel the difference. You will feel the difference. We want to be each other's first. So we can get that initial, that first, that primary love. Not the secondary, not the adjusted, not the conditional, Please learn from me and make sure that whoever you are in cahoots with, that you two are actually on the same page. Because I know my child's father for more than 17 years. And I was with him for about 9 years and he up and left. And that was me, my naiveness, holding on to empty promises. Them shits was empty. I don't know how and why I was holding on to them. And please don't do the same. Because there is a chance, there's always a chance that we could be doing this by ourselves. And if that is the case, don't ever have a feeling of regret for what was once wanted. Don't have a feeling of regret that if it all worked out, this wouldn't even be a feeling. That, my dear, sounds like conditional love for your child. Yeah. If you carried that child, you nurtured that child up to an extent where, up until the father left, what happened? Did the love leave when he left? Because I'm sure you saw it coming from a mile away. Because I did. I just couldn't choose how it would happen. Of course you saw it coming from a mile away. You feel when it's not right. You know when it's not right. And just because everything goes, wow, everything flipped, doesn't mean everything is going to be great. Life has a way of showing us, and karma. The way it do it. The way it do it to us. And we must learn from it, or we will end up going through the same patterns. You on baby number 2 dealing with the same drama you was dealing with baby father number 1. I refuse to go through the same thing. We're going to just learn not to date because of familiarity. We're going to learn to date and base it off of past patterns as well as present. We're going to base it off of family, moral structure, foundation, boundaries, and such. We're going to base it on the things that we see you carry throughout your day-to-day life. Yeah, how you treat others, how you treat them when you are up against the wall, how you treat them when you are having a bad day, how you treat them when you don't have no money, how you treat them when you simply can't pay for new shit to have you look the part that you've been looking for oh so many years, and now what happened? It's time for you to be an adult. Yeah, let's see how it looks when it's time to handle responsibilities. And not due to force, but due to them already handling it and then you coming into the picture. See how they handle family and outings and holidays and what they do for the people they love, and how they attend or skip out on activities or events. How they speak to their mother or about their child's mother. Those are the things we should pay attention to before we called ourselves making a baby with another. Because guess what? There's a chance that that baby might come out just like that mother. And then guess what? Now we working on changing this shit. We working on changing. Because who knew? This leniency will ruin a generation. Being lenient with who you choose to make a baby with. No. That will only cause you to, it can give you content. It can give you content. A way of expression to get that shit off. It could do that. And shout out to everyone who's tuned in. Oracles by MJ, welcome back. Yes, and I love all who love me, and those who don't, guess what? Shout out to you too. I know y'all tuned in. Report back, baby girls, baby boys, adult childs, adults. Okay, so yes, this video is just based around the video that I watched of the young lady saying she regret having her children. And like I said, this isn't a feeling that I want any woman, mother to have. So be prepared if you're already bending backwards and being lenient for someone you're already pregnant by. And be cautious with the people you choose to lay up with for that to even be a possibility. Because if you look at someone and you're like, I want my child to be exactly like you. That's who you make your child with. You make your child with the individual that you are inspired to either be like, learn from, or you want your child to be just like them. If that is not the case, do not have a child with them. Where we at? 450. Shout out to us. Yes, we litty. I don't know why. It keeps going off. I'm not recording on my camera right now. I'm doing the long portrait way on portrait. Is this portrait or is it landscape? Yeah, I'm doing the long way on my phone. Okay, so I'm making it work, and the second run is dimming out on me, so that's why you keep seeing me going in close. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and guess what? I'll be back for some more jib jab, and yeah, the dimming thing is throwing me off.